you're finally making some sense. Now you're king. Now you're king. Now you're king. Now you're
Alrighty. While we were gone, we've had a couple of donations come through. This first one pains. This first one pains me to read. We've had $5 here from Lucian, who says Emu, which is definitely not the correct way to pronounce it. It's E-M-U. And we've also had $20 from Anonymous. Thank you very much. That brings StarFox64 Operator Redlight up to $133 out of $150. And if my maths are correct, that puts us $17 away from hitting it. We just need a couple of $5 donations and a 2, maybe a 10 and a 5 and a 2, maybe a 7, maybe even a 17. Hey, maybe even a 20, because we've also got Final Fantasy X2 Final Fantasy Duets coming up. That's 10 out of $250. And that is also a couple of hours away. We've got a couple of great donations coming up. So hey, if you want to get involved, donate in the chat. Alrighty, my friends. We have another hot run coming up for you. This is going to be one of my favorites on the schedule this weekend. We have Finalflame, who's going to be playing Kirby's Dreamland at normal run with a bonus Sonic Chaos run, thanks to you and your donations straight after it. First, let's just hear a couple of small messages from our friends at Save the Children. Welcome back to Launch Party 22, friends. We have Finalflame playing Kirby's Dreamland normal mode. Finalflame, take it away.
Alright, hi everyone. So we're going to be starting things off with Kirby's Dreamland, the first Kirby game. I'm pretty sure, if I'm wrong, don't correct me, we'll pretend I'm right. Released on the Game Boy. a game that I only picked up less than a year ago. This was my first Kirby game I ever played. And I liked it so much, I decided, you know what? I should learn to speedrun it. And here we are. We're going to play through normal mode, which if this is your first time playing a game, it would be a difficulty you're playing it on. Very short run, very quick run. It is 5 stages in total. And I am ready to get this started. Are you ready for the show?
Absolutely.
Alright, let's get it going then. In 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, starting off here in greens, if I read that right. And you're going to quickly see the abilities we have. We can jump, we can swallow enemies, we can suck up enemies, and that's about the extent of it. This game starts off pretty basic. You're going to see me, swallowing up enemies, shooting them out. It's the easiest way of destroying enemies. You can also swallow them if you've swallowed them. Well, how can I word it? If you've breathed them in, if you've sucked them up, hit down and you can swallow them. You'll see me do that at times. Almost every stage has a little mini boss here halfway through the stage. This one's giving me pretty bad RNG. That's kind of unfortunate. That's how this game goes. There is RNG in this game at various points. There's ways of manipulating the RNG. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that advanced of a runner. A little bit of a damage boost there. So in terms of health, I do have 6 bits of life. We'll call it that. If you reach 0, you die. You start back either the start of the stage or at an unseen checkpoint, might be a good way of wording it. You can see me here just flying through the air all the way to the top here and going on to the first boss. It's a giant tree. They control us by giving us bad RNG. Like that. We don't want any of that. We just want 6 of these. I think they're apples. They look like apples. We'll call them apples. And fire them back. Most bosses in this game take 6 hits. There are 1 or 2 exceptions. Alright, not terrible RNG. I'll take that. And I'll grab that star at the end of the stage. And we're doing a little jig. Oh, it's the best part of the Kirby game, right? Into this castle, I have a couple jumps I need to do here at the start. For some reason, when I swallow 2 enemies there, sometimes it just instantly fires a shot. Why? I don't know. I don't understand this game. Why do I play this game? Be careful coming up here. As I learned in practice the other day, you can completely miss that star and fall to your doom. If you fall below the stage, you die. Here's our mini-boss, a preview of the later boss that we'll be fighting. It's random which platform they appear on. I'm actually not entirely convinced that... Oh, come on. If it appears at the top, it's any faster, as they do tend to move slowly. Alright, halfway through this stage, I told you, this game goes quick. One thing you might not know that I'm doing is, as I'm falling from a bigger height, I am holding down, so I bounce off the ground. I actually just get up quicker and I'm able to move again. Take it a little easy there. And we're back at the mercy of the RNG gods. I want these to spawn pretty close together, like this. And I can get double hits like that, which saves some time. Unfortunately, Kirby aside, I'm not going to fall through the floor there. I'm not convinced I would have gotten that hit in anyway. Oh, tell me I can make this. Good. Alright. That is the second stage done. We're on pretty good pace. I'm happy with that. My PB in this game is currently 1256. In a practice run just before this, I almost PB'd. I came up 10 seconds short. Alright, so now the game starts getting a little more difficult. Also a little laggy, as you saw there. I'm going to have a little bit of precise jumping here. I also am going to take some damage boosts like that, just to move me forward quicker. Unfortunately, I've now taken half my health, so I do want to be a little bit careful. At the very least, if I die, I would like it to be at the second part of the stage. I have to take that a little slowly. Lots of lag, lots of lag. Alright, now if I die, it's not as big of a deal, because I will respawn at that door. I still would rather not die, although the boss of this stage... Why am I doing that? The boss of this stage is more RNG and also tricky, and I would have died if I had hit that spike. Kirby, work with me here. So this stage does not actually have a mini-boss, but we will be taking one of those stars anyway. As I just fly over some of the obstacles, it's easier than trying to dodge them. I meant to not do that. Alright. 2 health. We got this. So yeah, I guess the mini-boss of this stage is kind of like a whale. And we're just gonna get stuck in it, and you see that stream of water? Yeah, it's about to shoot us all the way up to the clouds. I wonder why we're up there. It's not like the next stage is going to be up in the clouds or anything. So this boss coming up, especially at 2 health, there's a high chance of death, but that's okay. So I want to get as close as possible here. I want to dodge all the projectiles. It's easy enough when it's just shooting 1 bullet. And, you know, I'm not running into him, but when he does the tri-shot like that, yeah, that's going to happen. Unfortunately, I was just at too low health for that. But that's okay. We'll have our chance at revenge later on. Spoiler alert. So now that I'm at full health, I don't need to worry as much about getting hit by anything. Really don't need to worry at all. So I can stand as close as possible and just get in all those hits. You do want to be close, because the farther away you are, you know, the longer it takes for a shot to get there, and you can't shoot more shots. So you want to play it slightly risky. Lovely clouds. The final regular stage, I'll call it, and this one is long and tricky. You'll see a few points at which I'm trying to go a little slow, this being one of them. Those enemies you cannot swallow, unfortunately. This section, super safe, just hold right. Everything's above you, even through that cannon every time, but duck over here. Occasionally, you can get through it without ducking, but you don't want to risk it. I don't want to take any more damage than I have already. It's not just a matter of jumping, firing, making sure I kill that enemy that I always seem to miss. I take it slightly slow here just because I do want the health. Now this section, I already bonked. Come on, Kirby! Why you do this to me? It's kind of a pain to control in this section. They're narrow corridors, you don't have a lot of room to move. 2 health, I should be okay for now. Honestly, I might be okay. I'm just gonna shut up now. Down to 1 health. Okay. We'll see how this goes. This is Kracko. The first time we fight him, it's super simple. There's no RNG to this fight. Unfortunately, when we fight him at the end of this stage, there's a lot of RNG. And it tends to not agree with you. It trolls you, it'll take away a PB, it'll make your life a nightmare. You didn't even see the star spawn, and I knew exactly where it was going to be and was able to jump into it. Let's see if I get a little visual glitch here. Almost. So you can actually disappear into the background in this stage. It's kind of funny to look at. It doesn't save any time, but it's interesting to look at. I took the corner a little too tight and didn't fall. Alright. Still at 1 health. I still think we're okay. Famous last words, I know. So what I'm doing here, I'm just holding down B and rapid firing all these shots. You saw this on the last main stage boss. You're seeing it in here just to get through this whole section. Nothing else dangerous. Now we just fly to the top, and we will be at Kracko once more in RNG hell. Alright, so if I die during the boss, it's okay. It's not a massive time loss, but I should be okay. Knock on wood, please. So he can do that, he can do that. We don't want any of those. What we want is for him to drop these enemies so we can use them to hurt him. It's the only thing we can really do here. Like that. Sometimes he's nice and he'll do some drops very quick. Most of the time, Kracko's not nice. So that's 3. We need 3 more. There's 4. We need 2 more. There's that. So not really a dangerous boss, if you know what to do. And on to the final stage, which is going to include 4 mini stages, 3 fights of all those bosses, and then the final boss. I bet you'll never guess who it is. $410 in the next 30 minutes. Yo, let's go. Y'all can do it. I'd love to see that. Except I'm going to bed after after my runs. Alright, so I just swallowed that enemy. That is to take a damage boost down here. Oh, which that did not work as it was supposed to. Okay. So I need to explain how these mini stages work as I start with refighting Kracko. You go through one screen, and on that screen by the exit is a little Kirby. You collect it, and all the enemies disappear, and you can enter the door. In that particular one, you can actually damage boost. You saw me get hit by an enemy. That was intentional. So that while having invincibility frames, I can actually enter that door. It's just a minor time save at the risk of 1 health. Something didn't quite work there, and fortunately I bailed out of it or I would have been dead. Now, health management is pretty important in this stage. I kind of budget 1 on this boss. I want as much health as possible going into the next boss, because, well, kind of like when I died to him earlier, you can have issues here as well. Wait just a minute so you don't get hit by that. And then try to fall down that narrow gap. These spikes, I don't understand them. Sometimes I get hit, sometimes I don't. It's weird. What can I say? Alright, so we are at full health for this refight. Let's get our revenge. I'm feeling good about it. One hit at the very end. That's how this tends to go for me. Why? I don't know. Kirby, please land. Thank you. Alright, so that is very good news for the final boss. Because I shouldn't be taking any more damage until then. Hopefully. Or if I do, it'll be minimal. Actually, you know, I might take some damage in the next mini-boss again, just to get some extra hits. Since I can't afford to do that. But more RNG. We just want these apples. They do appear in 3s and then a little break where they'll either immediately respawn, or the tree will just blow air at you and you don't want that. Alright, so 5 health. That's pretty good for this part. So just go straight up. I'm so used to holding right going into a stage, I almost did it there too. Alright, so I can afford some damage if need be. Would not have helped me there. So I'm going to get a little bit safe if I'm going to get horrible opportunities for double hits. That's pretty crappy. Come on, game, you could have cooperated with me. Oh, and now you're gonna go all the way down there? Oh, I couldn't get it off in time. Alright, well, on the plus side, we have a lot of health for the final RNG fest of DDD. So there's 4 different attacks he can do. He can do that, which we don't want. He can do this, which we do want. He can do that, which we don't want. And then there's one more move that I like to call the Batman. I think you'll understand why when you see it. Right there. That's just the view I always get. Alright, so not terrible so far. So the reason we want only 2 of those moves is that's when we get these stars that we can use to attack him. Don't you love playing through a whole game, getting to the RNG end of it? That's what cost me a PB earlier today. Alright, so we need 2 more hits. It was 10 hits in total. You don't want to get sucked up or you will take damage. Oh, that was a little close to comfort. Alright, this will leave 1 more hit, so time is coming up. Any day now when you cooperate. And time. 13:27. I'm content with that. Yes, it does look like Batman. That was the only thing I can ever see when I see that boss do that. Awesome. So we have saved the world. Or something like that. And then if we keep watching the credits, it'll tell us how to access extra mode. Extra mode is hard, y'all. I've tried it casually, not seriously. It changes so much. Maybe one day I'll do it. But that's all I've got for this game. But that's not all we have from me. Because of all the generous donations, we've got a bonus run coming up. An incentive was met to for me to play Sonic Chaos. Which, if you haven't seen that game before, I highly recommend. It's a good game. I'm a pretty decent runner of it. I'm better at running that game than I am for this game.
All right, we're going to quickly jump to an intermission while we get that set up.